Do you slice it? Do you want to stop slicing it? Do you bring the club down steep? Does your ball start right, go further right? Does it start left and go out to the right of target? Today that's what we're going to tackle. Today we're going to get right into this. I'm going to show you a dead simple way that we can stop standing the shaft up on the way down, hit straighter golf shots. Maybe even a draw. Roll the titles. So coming down steep's not the answer, we know that. We don't want to be coming down steep, we don't want to be standing this club on top of itself so it falls down in that action. So we need to feel when we come down as though we get a little bit more of this going on. So we've got more of this horizontalness that I've talked about before in the past and come through the shot. That way we're flattening the plane out. We're going to shallow the angle of attack and we're going to get a purer ball strike. The main man here is Rickie Fowler. Okay, Rickie plays the shot. Let's think about how Rickie's reduced this move slightly. But Rickie Fowler used to take the club head away outside the hands. So if you get stuck in here, if you take the club back to first parallel to measurable position 1, which is when the club's parallel to the ground or horizontal, ideally looking down the line, if this camera is correct, it should be at hand height and in line with the hands. If the club is parallel to the ground or horizontal, the club head should dissect the hands. Club head should dissect the hands. We don't want the club to get behind us when the club's parallel to the ground. Now the club's here, head's here, but my hands are here, so a big discrepancy. Okay. People who come over the top, who do come down steep, they try and take the club more inside, thinking that's the route they're going to come back down on. That's not going to happen. They will end up taking the club more inside, more behind here to try and come back there. Of course, the more they've gone in there, the only thing they can do from there is that action to get back to the golf ball, so they are standing the club up, they're coming over the top. If they do for somehow manage to fluke it back this way, when they get in here, they're going to have to raise the handle so high, so there again this club's standing up. Club face is pointing to the right and we go start right, go further right. Start right and go further right. Oh dear. So let's turn things inside out a little bit. Let's be, instead of being in this correct position here, club parallel to the ground, club head dissecting the hands, let's be out there and up here somewhere. Adam Scott does this, Rickie Fowler does this. Club head is outside the hands until parallel, then from there it's cocked up. It's a little bit steeper on the backswing, so this is the action you guys have got on the way down, or the over the top guys got on the way down. It's not great. Then we continue to turn, then from there when we come back, we've now got all this space we can use. So we come back down here, you can see the shafts flattened out. It went back up on this line, up, and come down on this line, very different, and through towards the ball. Rickie Fowler and Adam Scott. Here we go. So they were there. Club head's going up and out this way. So I take the club back to my hands are parallel to my right thigh. So there. Then from there it's a cocking action and up the way. There. Up. Let's simplify this just a fraction, okay? If I make these two moves, if I take the club straight back and round, that's one move. Or if I cock the club straight up and down, that's another move. If I take half of each, then I'm going to go in that motion. That's what I want. So I want half of that and half of that, which gives me that. There. Up. Down. So I'm going up there. Up there. Then I'm using this room to come down and flatten the shaft. Up there. Draw. Standing the club shaft up, head over grip if you like on the way down. It's not necessarily wrong. It's just not the most efficient way to play golf. And if you continue doing that, you're always, this steepness is always going to be there, and then it's much harder to control that D-plane or control that face to path relationship when you're hitting longer clubs or less lofted clubs. Just put this bag down. So that being the case, so if we can flatten the shaft out a little bit more on the way down, shallow the angle of attack, we're going to get much better strikes. But as I say, having the shaft straight up and down the way down, it's not wrong. There's no right or wrong in golf. There is fundamentals to adhere to. Obviously, I mean, grip, alignment, all that jazz, that's very important. But how your action is through during the swing's fine. It's personal to yourself. However, if we can flatten that shaft, I feel as though impact, which needs to be similar for everyone, that's key. The shaft straight up and down, we're not going to get a consistent or a precise impact every time. So if you want to flatten the shaft out on the way down, you want to stop coming over the top, you want to stop slicing it, do that. Pick the club up. The way you bring the club down towards the golf ball, let's take it back that way. The way you come down towards the golf ball, let's take it back up that way. Let's rewind so we come down this way. Let's rewind that up to back up, and then we can come in here. Guys, subscribe. Thumbs up, just the usual drill, thank you.